Morning. And it is morning, early morning. I'm up the yard this morning, bright and early. It's pitch black out there. And I just want to show you something. Winter is here. That's the proof that winter's here. It's the first frost of the year. 6 o'clock. Thursday morning. And it's a thick frost as well. And it's early to have a frost, October. What am I doing? One of the guys is coming to pick this little digger up. Little 1.5 tonner that we've had for absolutely ages. Bought it off John Nixon. Plant here years and years and years and years ago. It's hardly got any hours on it, but got a new set of tracks on it last year. What a little thing. It has done me well. It has done me well. Anyway, one of the chaps coming to pick it up, Davey, my main man, and I'll get this loaded. Just while I've got you here, there's the gates out my yard. That's just to show you how close the A1 motorway is past my house. I always look on the morning to see if the traffic's moving, and just sometimes it can be a dead standstill. Oh, just come back in there for a quick cup of tea, and it's fresh out there. Oh, I tell you, it's here. Jackie Frost is here, I'm telling you, and he's going to come with a vengeance. I think we're going to have a bad winter. Early frost like that, we never had that for the last few years. In fact, last few years we only had half a dozen frosts all the way through. I think we're going to have a bad winter, but that's just me. So waiting for one of the guys to come and pick the Mini Digger up. What else is happening today? Right, today, car wise, because I know you'll be bored with what the other stuff I do, we are going to test the George Richards Brighton car, which Brighton is in what, 3 weeks, something like that. We've had problem after problem after problem after problem with this car, so we did a test run last night. We did about 4 miles or something, I would think. But this afternoon we're going to put it on the truck, take it miles away on some deserted country roads, and we're going to give it some testing. Because it's no good turning up at Brighton and you're not prepared. You've got to be prepared. It's not just the expense of everything. I mean, although that is expense, but it's my once a year holiday sort of enjoyment. So yeah, I get a kick out of it, so that's it. Other cars, where we at? Bit slow on the sales and the inquiries, although I do think we've sold the little 1901 Renault to a chap. He's in Europe. I don't exactly know where he is. He sent a deposit, and we're trying to arrange an inspection by the transport company cars. He's insisted on an inspection, which I suppose he doesn't know me from Adam, so he's going to come and inspect. Well, sorry, we're going to drop that off, and he's going to wait for the inspection. If he doesn't approve the car, he loses the deposit. I told him, I said, look, I'm not taking that car all the way down to Bury St Edmunds, which is a long way to get to Bury St Edmunds, and the guy can't say, oh, there's a chip on the paintwork here, or I don't want the car. So that's not going to happen. I'm just looking at my cameras here, because I'm looking at there. Our guy has arrived by the looks of things to pick the digger up. There he is, just pulling in there now. Nice and early, and I have no idea why he's come so early this morning. But there you go, he'll have a cup of tea with me in the office before he starts. Another day, another dollar. Well, you could lose $1 as well. Compared to yesterday, what a pants day. Yesterday, frost and lovely sunny skies. Today, rain. Well, let's have a look in the workshop and I'll tell you where we're up to. Right, I was in here earlier, so the lights are on. What we got up yesterday, Brighton car. 3 weeks to Brighton. Quick update on that car. I'll give you a quick update in a minute. Mini, she's ready for sale now. Although we haven't MOT'd her, we've been through her, we've done all the bits and bobs, all the jobs, and we've wax oiled her underneath with clear wax oil. So anybody wants to come and have a look, they can. Bubble car. Mark was on making a key for it. We didn't have a key, so he was, I don't know where he's put it, well, he was on making a key for the bubble car. That's about where we are. So, yesterday, it was a great day weather-wise, fantastic. We're 3 weeks to Brighton. And we've been pretty unsuccessful with the car leading up to now. We had fuel issues, we had to put a different carburettor on, we had timing issues. The point in the car actually off a Honda Goldwing. So anyway, we've getting some new points, we've set the timing up a bit better. We've put that new Chinesium carburettor on, and we've done test run after test run, just short runs mind. And we had another catastrophe the other day. We were driving along, put it into second gear, and one of the little pins off the top of the atmospheric valves came off, and we lost a valve. Luckily, it was in the next cylinder, so we managed to save the pin, put it back in. And to cut long story short, I ran it yesterday, and we had no issues with it. So it's a case of, was that a one-off, or will we get to Brighton and that pin comes out and it's game over? But the car's 120-year-old, so we'll just have to see. The gearbox, yeah, we had that catastrophe with the gearbox. We've took the reverse gear out, and that gearbox is 100% better. So we've got that gearbox, so we've got no reverse, but we've got 4 people who can push the car. And where did we take it? We took it on the A66 to a village called Newsom, little tiny village in the middle of nowhere, and we set off across the fells with it. I was driving it, Mark was following the recovery truck, and I think we probably did, I don't know, 12 mile, possibly 12 mile, I don't know. But the car never let up. And hill-wise, there's nothing on the London to Brighton that was as bad as them hills I went up yesterday. Really, really steep ones, I was in first gear, crawling up there, 6-7 mile an hour. Long, gradual ones, I could manage to go up in second gear and round about 25 mile an hour, because Mark was behind clocking us in the recovery truck. So 25 mile an hour is not bad. I didn't have any passengers on, so that's the next step. So we're going to try and get it out of the weekend, Sunday, if it's dry, and run it with 4 passengers. Probably running into Durham, which is a round trip of about 12.5 miles, so 6 there, 6 back, whatever. And we'll see where we are. What I'm up to this morning, I've got to pick my Ferrari up today at some point from Autolink in Newcastle, who did the timing belts for us, and we had a bit of a problem with that car. When Mark drained the oil on it, he said, oh, the oil's very milky. He said it's probably condensation, because it's not losing oil, it's not using water. So because I never used the thing, I just started up in the showroom, drive it out, and I've done that for the last couple of years. We think there's condensation built up. Anyway, cut long story short, it had a leak on the sump gasket, as well as the timing belts to do. Again, we could have done them here, but we haven't got time because we want to get ready for Brighton. Mark only works for us 3 days a week. Sometimes he'll work 4 days. Well, he'll work as many days as he wants, but he has other projects, and I don't like to tie him down to me. So, cut long story short, the guy from Autolink rang up last night, and he said, yeah, I've done your timing belts, but I've had to change your oil again because your oil was milky. And I was like, that's a bit funny. Oh, we just did it, and not even 100 miles ago. When he pulled the sump off, the whole sump had baffles in, so a lot of the residue must have been caught behind the baffles, and the strainer on the oil pump was 3/4 blocked, so that's a worrying thing. But oil pressure was really high, so again, I don't know. So we're going to get the Ferrari back today at some point and see how we get on with that. Other jobs, we've got a list of jobs as long as your arm. We've got the plasterers going in the renovation house on Saturday and Sunday to finish that. I've got roofers coming in to have a look at the roof on the Tyne Tunnel. That's been leaking, so that's to do. Maintenance wise, there's 1,000,001 reactive jobs come in over the last couple of days, and the tarmac gangs are busy. Patrick has a night shift tonight with the hotbox wagon, and tomorrow night I think trial holes on a bridge deck somewhere. So we're busy, so I better crack on. Well, get me coffee, then crack on. Right, so well, as you can see, I'm sitting down on the couch in my little car museum, motor museum, automobile museum, automobile museum, petroleum museum, or whatever you want to call it. It's just this tiny museum that I display the stuff that I've collected over the years. Like I say, we do have car clubs and bits and pieces that people visit. But in the future, I'm thinking about how I can improve it. I'm running out of space rapidly. And also, when people visit, it's not the best layout because all these buildings were built at different times. So, looking back, if I'd look back now and knew that I was going to collect as much stuff as I was going to collect, I would have just built a huge U-shaped building with a courtyard in the middle, all interconnected, and that's what I would have done. But bar and demolish what I've got, which will cost an absolute fortune, and it's not going to happen. I've got to devise a way of linking the three buildings together. So again, that would be easy if the three buildings were on the same level, but they're not. There's actually a stream running through between two buildings as well, so that's going to be another little challenge. But basically, what I want to do is link the three garages so people can sort of walk in this garage, walk out the door, along a corridor around the back of the other garage, in that garage, look around that garage, back in the corridor to the last garage, and then out the door and back in the courtyard. So that's my plan. Whether it happens this year, which I very much doubt it because we've got a lot of things on the go, or next year. Also, moving forward with the cars, we are going to apply for planning permission to put a shed in our field, just really to store bits and bobs. We've got a couple of tractors lying outside and a bit of farm machinery, so we're going to get that shed up and we can shove all that stuff in there. The trailers can go in there, and it'll free up a bit more space because we are stuck for space. Space is a killer. Like I say, I've got a little storage unit, shed, whatever you want to call it, where I leave a few cars, but that's full. And what I don't want to do over the winter is leave cars outside because it's just a killer for them. Car sales wise, it's quiet. But everyone you talk to, it's quiet. It's not just car sales. The handbags that we sell, that's a bit quiet. Other people I talk to in various businesses, retail business, are quiet. And what you've got to remember is classic cars, they're not an essential goods. They're not like a pint of milk, or a loaf of bread. They're a luxury item. They're a gift. If you're lucky enough to have one, you're lucky enough to have one. Do you know what I mean? So not everybody can afford that luxury. So I think at the minute the government, with an election coming up, and there's a bit of anxiety out there. People are a bit anxious about what's going to happen. So, which could be a good thing for us, because as collectors and dealers, if the prices are low, well, we can buy low. When the market's low, we can hold on to them and then sell them again. The other problem we have is with classic cars. I might as well get this one out off my chest while I'm on. Is classic cars, project cars, are too expensive, and that's the key. You get a car that needs bodywork, engine, and trim, and there's loads out there. They're out there. I mean, I've got some. They're out there. £5,500, £6,000, £7,000. Needs this, needs that, needs the other. Them cars should be £1,500, because by the time you do that work, that car won't be £5,000. It'll be £12,000. And that's what I keep happening to people. If you haven't got the time in your life, just go out and buy the best you can, because you can't get them done. You can't get them restored for the sort of money that you think you can. If you're a DIY man, that's fine. That's great. If you can spray, if you can white metal bearings in your shed, if you can do an upholstery, put headlining in, seats, if you can do all that yourself, and you're retired, you've got all the time in the world, fantastic. That's the way to do it. But if you haven't, if you're a working man, just go and buy the best you can. I've just had this conversation with somebody the other day. Another customer come in, and he was in two minds whether to buy this or buy that. And I said, look, how much time do you have? How many days a week do you work? He said, well, I work 6 days a week. I said, well, wait, when are you going to get the time? You're never going to get the time. You're never, ever going to get the time. If you've got grandkids and a job, and that'll turn into a burden for you. So buy the best you can. As for buying automobilia, very quiet. I haven't bought anything for a long time. Usually people bring bits and bobs to us, but again, it's really quiet. It's a weird time of year. It's weird. I don't know whether we're feeling the backlash of COVID or what, but it's definitely weird. We've got one or two auctions coming up. Sadly, we'll miss them because, like I say, we're away in Brighton. And to be honest, again, when I look at an auction catalogue now, I've got to just pick one item out, or two or three, because it's getting so hard to find rare automobilia. It's getting so hard, and the prices of stuff are just crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. A guy came the other week, 2 weeks ago, and he had a couple of signs and a couple of globes. He had a power globe that he wanted to sell us, and it's one I haven't got. It's the power lozenge with the raised letters, and it was all right condition. It wasn't brilliant. It had a couple of chips in the neck, and I've seen those globes go to auction for £3,000 ish, plus commission. So I said to the guy, look, what do you want for it? And he said, well, mate, it's an offer. I said, well, I'll give you £3,000 for it. You know what I mean? I haven't got it. It's not a particularly rare globe, but I know if it went to auction, it would probably make around that mark. Maybe it's a bit more, maybe it's a bit less. And he was like, oh, I was thinking more £5,000. And it's like, where's it going to end? Like, I don't know. I'm waffling on a bit now, like, anyway. Morning, another bright and early morning, bit of frost here in Durham. It's Monday. We're going to see what the week holds this week. One or two bits and pieces that I know I've got to do. I've got to take a car that we've sold abroad down to Bury St Edmunds, to the transport people. So we've sold a little Renault, 1901 Renault, to a guy who's been on the case for months. He's finally put a deposit down, so that's to take down. Bought a car yesterday, bought a van yesterday, and a Bedford HC van, which is a really rare thing, based on a Vauxhall 10.4 engine and running gear, I think. So that'll be to pick up at some point this week. It's just gone to storage, so that'll be to pick up from Northampton. It's a couple of minutes to 8, just waiting for my dad to ring. Rings in every morning. He's 92-year-old, lives on his own. So he always rings in, makes sure he's all right, and waiting for Mark, the mechanic, to come in. Hence the biscuits. He runs better on a couple of Rockies. Up the garage this week, we've got quite a few things going on. We've got some of the sales vans to fettle. I've got my van back from the paint shop. My big white Renault, now it's a big grey Renault. We'll have to go and get some vinyl lettering put on that. My mate Bopper, Ace Graphics at Gilesgate, he'll do that. Good lad. What else is to do? George Richards, we didn't get on a test drive this weekend, so we'll be test driving it one day through the week on a night. That's the test drive, because 3 weeks to Brighton, it's getting closer and closer. So that's definitely a must. Mini's finished now, so that's up for sale. The Defender, I think we're going to do a service on the Defender. I'm definitely putting it up for sale, maybe mine up. My new one's coming in February, so it's took nearly 2 years. And that's about where we are. Still bits and bobs to do. We're going to go up the house today. We had the plasterers in yesterday, Sunday, and Saturday. See how far they're getting on. Really need to move that on. I've got a couple of my lads up there today, block paving. So we'll see how we get on. Right, we're at the refurbishment house and it's pitch black, and it's pitch black because we haven't got any electricity on. As you can see, some of the walls are plastered, some of the walls are plastered and painted. We've got no stairs in. We've still got the scaffold tower to get upstairs. The media wall's just been installed there. So we're getting there. Will we get in for Christmas? We'll have to see. Another autumn, winter, whatever you want to call it, morning. It's coming around quick. It's good for nothing. And I can't stand people who turn around and say, "Oh, I love the winter. I love those crispy winter mornings." You feel like saying, if you love the crispy winter mornings, you never worked on a godforsaken building site, freezing cold, soaking wet, or anything like that. Look at that. Frost. Horrible, isn't it? Good for nothing. What we've been doing. We've changed the colour of this van, I'll show you. Grey, and matches my trailer. And got some stickers on there by my very, very good friend, Mr. Bopper of Ace Graphics at Gilesgate. He lives at Cherburn Village, Will. Lovely lad, well known and well liked. Right, I'll fire this. What we've been up to. Sales pickup. We've done the ABS fault. We've done the rear brakes. We fitted new discs and pads, some new tyres on there as well, front pads as well, I think. We've repaired the seat, although we got the wrong seat base, but I don't suppose it'll matter in a builder's van. It's a tidy little pickup there, 70,000 miles. Mark's going to give it a quick service, got all the service bits in the back, and that'll be going up for sale shortly. We've had this one a bit really, haven't done much with it. We need to start on that one next. In the workshop yesterday, the Defender, we changed the plates on it. Oh, just put this door down. A bit noisy, and we did a quick fluids change on it. So we changed oil and the filters and bits and bobs, check the brakes and stuff. The veteran car, haven't done anything with that apart from bought a new tyre when I was down at Bewley with vintage tyres and a new tube, and I couldn't believe the price of the tube. It was about 60 quid for a tube. But suppose everything's expensive these days. What's happening this morning? Mini. We advertised the little green Mini yesterday, and we've had 2 calls on it already. There's a guy supposed to be coming down today from Constant to have a look at it. It's in for MOT this morning. I've no doubt it'll pass because Mark's pre-MOT'd it, and it is perfect underneath. So we'll run that up this morning and get that MOT'd. I'm going to reconnect the battery on this Mini because every night we take these batteries off. Obviously nobody wants a fire, do they? With a stick. Trade plates on. Open the workshop up. Tell you where we are. Set the alarm off. There you go. It's a good start, isn't it? Get it. Put the lights on. What's happening today? We've got someone coming this morning to have a look at our lovely little Mini. It's not coming from too far away. I managed to get everything in last night. It's a little Peugeot van in, bubble car, George Richards. So everything's in the workshops because I thought it was going to be frosty, and it wasn't frosty. But there you go. It's best off inside anyway. So, a couple of inquiries on the Mini in the last couple of days. Guy from Southampton and a guy local. We got it MOT'd yesterday. Just went straight through, no advices. I knew it would because there's bugger all the matter with the thing, you know. It's a lovely little thing. And like I say, there's a guy coming today, says he's got a pocket full of money. So I'll have to say, I don't mind people coming, and I'll get this off my chest now. I'd rather, if someone wants to come and look at my cars, look at my little collection, my little museum, that's fine. Just tell us, just say, look, Andy, is there any chance that I'll come and have a look round your stuff? I ain't got any money, I don't want to buy anything or anything like that. I'm interested and I'd like to have a look. And then I would look at my diary, think of when I'm not that busy, which is pretty all the time, but you know, there's the odd time. I mean, there's, you know, the odd weekend where I'm not away, I'm not dropping a car off, I'm not away somewhere to show or whatever. And I don't mind. I like meeting people, I like showing people the stuff. But what I don't like is somebody who'll come and say, I'm interested in the car you've got for sale. And they come, right? They've watched the video, you know, they know the condition of the car. We walk in the showroom, the car's at the back of the showroom. We have to pull it out of the showroom, and sometimes it can be raining. You pull it out the showroom, they look round it. Can I take it for a test drive? It's absolutely pouring down. Well, what do you say to somebody? You've got to sell them a car, and they're not going to buy it without a drive. So you give them a test drive, and then they come back and say, oh, it's not really for me. Well, it wasn't for you before you came, so why don't you just say, Andy, is there any chance I'll come? Have a look at a few of your cars, go and have a look round your little museum, have a cup of tea, have a bit of crack with you, meet you, and then that's it, shake hands and away. Instead of all the hassle that it causes me, and it does cause me hassle. I don't expect everybody who comes to look at a car to buy one. I'm not stupid. But lately, we've had a lot of people turn up, and I don't want to use the word time waster because I think it's a bit offensive, but yeah, time waster. We've had a lot of time wasters. A lot. Yeah. So what else is happening today? Oh, we're getting a new container. So we're getting a new shipment container. And we're going to put a roof on it. So we've got like a bit of a, when you come out my little showroom, there'll be a little area there where it's covered over. Didn't really want to get the container, but was stuck for space. My workshop's not that big. You know, all right, you think, well, it's bigger than mine, yeah, but it looks after a lot of cars. So we've got a container coming. We bought a new shipping container. We're going to clad it with red cedar, put a few signs on it, make it look nice, and we're going to use that to store bits and pieces of stuff. Mainly all the spare parts we have, because it's a nightmare trying to, because we've got such diverse cars. I mean, you know, we've got cars from the turn of the bloody 19th century to like 1980. So we've got such a diverse thing of cars and parts, and What else has happened? No, I bought a couple of vans yesterday, so there's a couple of vans coming for sale. Anybody's interested? Not the newest things. I've got a Transit Courier coming, 2016, which is a little bit on the turn, but it's only got 39,000 genuine miles on, so it'll be a nice van for somebody. And we've got another 16 plate, again, low on the miles, might have 60 something, 62, 63. Decent, straight, both white. So we'll get them back, we'll want them in the workshops, have a look at them, see what they need, and then we'll have them up for sale. The grain pickup in the yard, Mark's done all the work on that. Couple of little bits of trim to find for it. Fuel cap, I think, broken indicator there and a mirror, and there's a little bit more tidying up, a little bit of valet, and put some mats in it, and then that's up for sale. And that'll be a nice little truck for somebody. Again, low on the miles, 60,000. Drives really nice. We've done the brakes, like I say, I did in the last video. We did the brakes, tyres, bits and pieces on it, so that'll be a tidy thing. And then we've got another Transit tipper out there, single wheeler, again, low on the miles. Nice tidy thing, and that won't be a lot of money really for what it is, you know. In fact, I can't believe how the price of Transits is still way up there. It's crazy. I can't believe it. There's that many on the road. I've actually swapped the Reynolds, so there you go. So that's about it. Got the Bedford van to pick up as well, the Bedford HC van. I don't know when we're going to do that. We might do that on Friday. It's down in Northampton, so we'll go down to Northampton, probably go a little bit further down, if you know me, and go down to the New Forest, stay the night there and come back. Hopefully by then we'll have a bit of news on some other stuff that's coming in, and I'll let you know. So good morning and bye-bye.